What if the things you reveal about yourself are the very things weakening you? What if your success is not being destroyed by your enemies, but by your own need to explain, announce, and expose too much? Most people think being open makes them stronger. But Friedrich Nietzsche understood something far deeper. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. In a world where people share everything, their goals, their pain, their relationships, their money, their plans, and even their private thoughts, silence has become rare. And because it is rare, it has become powerful. The more you reveal, the more people think they understand you. The more people think they understand you, the easier it becomes for them to judge you, limit you, use you, or secretly hope you fail. Nietzsche's dark wisdom reminds us that a strong person does not give the world unlimited access to their soul. They choose what to reveal. They choose what to protect. They know that privacy is not weakness. Privacy is power under control. In this video, you will discover 7 things you should never reveal about yourself if you want to stay respected, focused, and mentally strong. Let's begin. 1. Never reveal your biggest goals before they become real. Most people make this mistake when they are excited. They get an idea. They feel a new ambition rising inside them. They imagine a better life, a stronger body, a successful business, a new career, a new identity. And before they even take serious action, they announce it. They tell friends. They tell family. They post about it. They speak as if the victory has already happened. But something dangerous happens when you reveal your goals too early. You receive attention before you receive results. You receive praise before you have earned progress. Your mind begins to taste the reward without doing the work. This is why so many people talk about transformation, but never transform. They speak about discipline, but never become disciplined. They speak about success, but never build the habits that success requires. Nietzsche believed that strength is created through struggle, not through applause. A goal that is constantly exposed becomes weaker. It becomes vulnerable to opinions, doubts, jealousy, and premature satisfaction. Imagine a man who tells everyone he is going to start a business. At first, people praise him. They call him ambitious. They say he is brave. For a moment, he feels successful. But then the real work begins. The long nights. The uncertainty. The failures. The pressure. And suddenly, the applause disappears. Now he is left with only the work. This is why the strongest people often move quietly. They do not announce every dream. They do not explain every ambition. They allow their actions to mature in silence. Do not tell people what you are becoming. Become it first. Then let your results speak with a voice louder than your words. 2. Never reveal your deepest wounds to untested people. Never reveal your deepest wounds to people who have not earned your trust. Modern society tells you to be vulnerable with everyone. It tells you to express everything. It tells you that sharing your pain always makes you stronger. But Nietzsche's wisdom is more brutal. Not everyone who listens to your pain is there to heal you. Some people listen only to collect information. Some people remember your weakness, not because they care, but because one day they may use it. This does not mean you should become cold. It does not mean you should never open your heart. It means you must be selective. There is a difference between honesty and emotional carelessness. There is a difference between healing and exposing yourself to people who have not proven their loyalty. Your wounds are sacred. Your trauma, your fears, your failures, your insecurities, these are not casual conversation topics for every person who gives you attention. A weak person gives trust quickly because they fear being alone. A wise person gives trust slowly because they understand the value of their inner world. Imagine telling someone your deepest insecurity, and later, during an argument, they use that exact wound against you. That is when you realize the danger was not your pain. The danger was giving access to the wrong person. Nietzsche understood that the strong person must protect their inner depth. Not everyone can handle what lives inside you. Not everyone deserves the map to your scars. Share your wounds with people who have character, patience, and loyalty. But never confuse temporary closeness with real trust. Some doors inside you should only open for those who have proven they will not destroy what they find. 3. Never reveal your next move while you are still building. There is a reason powerful people rarely explain their strategy. They understand that movement loses strength when it is exposed too early. When you tell people your next move, you invite opinions. You invite doubt. You invite criticism from people who do not understand your vision. And sometimes, you invite silent competition from people who are waiting for your direction. Not everyone around you wants to see you rise. Some people are comfortable with the old version of you. They like you when you are predictable. They like you when you are available. They like you when your life makes them feel safe. But when you begin to move differently, when you start becoming serious, disciplined, and focused, your growth becomes uncomfortable to them. So they question you. They discourage you. They laugh. They say you are changing. They say you are doing too much. But what they really mean is this. You are no longer easy to understand. Nietzsche admired the person who creates their own path, even when the crowd does not approve. And that kind of path must be protected. If you are building something, build quietly. If you are changing your life, change quietly. If you are planning an escape from your old identity, do not announce the escape while you are still inside the prison. Move first. Speak later. There is power in becoming unpredictable. There is power in letting people wonder. The less they know about your next move, the less they can interfere with it. Do not give the world a preview of a life you have not built yet. Build it first. Then let them ask how you did it. 4. Never reveal how much money, power, or influence you have. The moment people know too much about what you have, they begin to treat you differently. Money changes the way people look at you. Power changes the way people approach you. Influence changes the way people speak to you. Some people become jealous. Some become needy. Some become fake. Some begin to measure your worth by what they can get from you. This is why you must never turn your success into a public announcement. A person who constantly displays what they have often reveals something deeper. They are still seeking validation. They want the world to confirm their value. But Nietzsche's philosophy reminds us that true strength does not beg to be admired. It exists without needing permission. Your money is not your identity. Your possessions are not your soul. Your status is not your character. When people know too much about your financial life, complications begin. Friends may expect favors. Family may make demands. Strangers may make assumptions. Enemies may start counting your blessings more carefully than their own. A wise person does not need to look poor. But they also do not need to advertise every sign of success. There is dignity in restraint. There is elegance in not explaining everything you own. Let people see your discipline. Let them see your consistency. Let them see your calm. But never give everyone full access to your resources, your income, your connections, or your influence. The more quietly you carry power, the more powerful you become. Because the loudest person in the room is often trying to prove something. The quiet one already knows. 5. Never reveal every detail of your relationships and private life. Some people destroy their peace because they invite too many people into matters that should remain private. They tell everyone about their relationship problems. They expose family conflicts. They share private conversations. They explain every argument, every misunderstanding, every emotional moment. And then they wonder why people interfere. When you reveal too much about your private life, you give others permission to form opinions about things they do not fully understand. People will judge your relationship from one story. They will judge your family from one conflict. They will judge your character from one emotional moment. And the problem is this. Even when the situation changes, their opinion may remain. Nietzsche understood that every person needs an inner world. A space protected from the noise of the crowd. A place where your life can breathe without being watched, judged, or discussed. Privacy protects dignity. Privacy protects love. Privacy protects peace. Not everything needs to become a conversation. Not every problem needs an audience. Not every emotional wound needs public explanation. Imagine forgiving someone you love, but everyone you told still hates them. Now your private pain has become public pressure. This is why wise people do not expose every detail. They protect the sacred parts of their life from unnecessary eyes. Your relationship does not need spectators. Your family does not need a courtroom. Your private life does not need public commentary. Keep some things between you, God, and the people directly involved. The less you expose your private life, the harder it becomes for the world to disturb your peace. 6. Never reveal the good you do just to gain respect. There is a kind of kindness that is not really kindness. It is performance. Some people help others, but only if someone is watching. They give, but they need recognition. They support, but they need applause. They do something good, then immediately turn it into a story about themselves. But the moment goodness becomes a performance, it loses its purity. Nietzsche was deeply suspicious of actions that hide weakness behind morality. He understood that many people do good, not because they are strong, but because they want to be seen as good. This is a dangerous trap. Because when your kindness depends on attention, you are no longer serving others. You are feeding your ego. True character does not need a camera. True generosity does not need an announcement. True strength does not need constant proof. The most powerful good deeds are often the ones no one ever sees. Helping someone quietly. Giving without posting. Supporting someone without telling the world. Protecting someone's dignity without asking for praise. These are signs of inner strength. If you always need people to know how good you are, you may not be as good as you think. A strong person does not use kindness as a stage. They use it as a responsibility. Do good because it is right. Not because it makes you look righteous. Respect that is begged for is weak. Respect that is earned silently is permanent. 7. Never reveal everything you know, let people underestimate you. This is one of the most powerful forms of self-control. Many people feel the need to prove their intelligence in every conversation. They correct every mistake. They argue every point. They show everyone how much they know. But wisdom does not always speak. Sometimes wisdom watches. Sometimes wisdom waits. Sometimes wisdom stays silent because it understands that not every conversation deserves your energy. Nietzsche's philosophy reminds us that the higher individual does not live for the approval of the crowd. They do not need constant recognition. They do not need to win every argument. They do not need to reveal the full depth of their mind to people who are only interested in noise. When you reveal everything you know, you lose mystery. You lose strategic advantage. You show your entire hand before the game has even begun. But when you speak less, people reveal more. They show you their intentions. They expose their thinking. They underestimate you. And that gives you clarity. Imagine sitting in a room where everyone is trying to prove they are the smartest. The loudest person may dominate the conversation. But the quiet person is studying everyone. Listening. Observing. Understanding. That person often leaves the room with more power than the one who spoke the most. You do not need to correct every false opinion. You do not need to explain your intelligence. You do not need to show every card in your hand. Let people underestimate you. Let them think you know less. Let them speak freely. Silence will teach you more about people than your arguments ever could. Conclusion. The world teaches people to reveal everything. Share your goals. Share your pain. Share your money. Share your relationships. Share your next move. Share your opinions. Share your life. But Nietzsche's dark wisdom points in another direction. Not toward isolation. Not toward fear. Not toward becoming cold or emotionless. But toward selective openness. Because the strongest people are not the ones who expose everything. They are the ones who know what must be protected. Protect your goals until they become real. Protect your wounds until trust is proven. Protect your next move until the foundation is strong. Protect your money, power, and influence from careless attention. Protect your private life from public judgment. Protect your good deeds from ego. Protect your knowledge from unnecessary display. The more you protect your inner world, the stronger your outer life becomes. Remember this. Not everyone deserves access to your mind. Not everyone deserves a seat in your future. And not everyone deserves to know the full story of who you are becoming. Move quietly. Build deeply. Speak carefully. And let your results become impossible to ignore. If this message gave you value, like this video, subscribe to Change the Mind, Change the Life, and share it with someone who needs to protect their peace. Until next time, stay silent, stay focused, and let your life speak louder than your words.